Today we will discuss about some communicable diseases. Last class we have discussed about different mode of infection and different routes through which these infectious agents enter into our body. Today we will discuss about some of the infectious agents which enter into our system through respiratory system. So, this respiratory system infection. Respiratory system infections. So, numerous diseases are there which can cause respiratory system infection. Chickenpox, measles, influenza, diphtheria, whooping cough and tuberculosis. Now, there are many more diseases. We will gradually discuss these diseases. So, first three diseases are viral diseases. Today we will discuss about three diseases, that is the chickenpox, measles and influenza. So, first to start with chickenpox. Chickenpox, as I told you, it's a viral infection, and name of the causative microorganism is varicella zoster, or it is also called VZ virus. Nowadays the virus is also called human alpha herpes virus 3, because this can cause infection to the elderly people in which herpes disease occurs. So these are the causative organism, varicella zoster or VZ virus, or nowadays it is called human alpha herpes virus 3. So this virus is transmitted from one person to another person in the following routes. One is airborne infection, that is, it can be transmitted through air due to sneezing or coughing. Droplets may be formed which may travel through the air and infect other people. Contact infection, direct contact like shaking hand, hugging, kissing, etc. can directly transmit the microorganism into the mouth or nasal tract. This is a contact infection can also occur. Droplet infection, that is due to the sneezing and other things, the droplets of mucus in which viruses are present and the infection can occur. Fomite infection, that is, the fomite means cloth or handkerchief, towels, etc. used by the infected patient. If it is used by an uninfected person, then fomite infection may occur. So next is sign and symptom. So the sign and symptom may appear in two stages: pre-eruptive stage and eruptive stage. Pre-eruptive stage, what happens? Before the eruptive stage, pre-eruptive stage, what happens? Mild to moderate fever occurs with backache, severing, malaise, etc. may occur. Along with this thing, other symptoms like mild headache, irritation of the skin, this type of things may occur. It lasts for around 24 hours. So next is eruptive stage. In this stage, what happens? Pleomorphic blisters appear in different part of our body. It is variable shape and size. The blisters, they appear, pleomorphic blisters appears this pleomorphic blisters, and these blisters look like what? Dewdrop. That is the like a small blister filled with a fluid. The size of a dewdrop, this blister will appear, and each blister is surrounded by a inflamed area. inflamed area, and redness may be there surrounding the blister. So generally palms and soles of the foot are not affected, that is no eruption occurs in this area. So how to prevent and control this thing? So primarily we can use anti-allergic and anti-allergic drugs to minimize the irritation, and also antibiotic. Antibiotic is not treatment for the chickenpox, but it is given to prevent secondary infection, because this chickenpox infection can damage our immune system considerably. Then the patient must be isolated for 6 to 15 days. 6 to 15 days patient must be isolated and to prevent further spread of the infection. Then mosquito net will help patient to get itself some other infection like malaria and other things. That will prevent, the mosquito net will prevent the flies may come and infect the person, so that those things can be prevented and further spread of the disease could be prevented. Cleaning and disinfecting articles, it means that is those disposable materials like cotton, etc. The food which is not eaten, so those things must be disposed carefully so that these things do not come in contact with other people. And the reusable substances like cloths, handkerchief, towel, pillow cover, bed sheet, etc. They should be cleaned with good detergent and should be dried in sunlight. That will disinfect it. And for nowadays, varicella zoster immunoglobulins are available for the management of this disease. So, however, different types of immunoglobulins are available. This is obtained from infected person who has recovered from their blood. This immunoglobulin can be collected. So different type of immunoglobulin are used for chickenpox infection, which predominantly occurs in to the young people, and different type of immunoglobulin must be used for those people who are suffering from zoster infection. Next, we will discuss about measles. So this is also a virus infection. The name of the positive agent or positive organism is RNA paramyxovirus, or also called rubella virus. So this is a RNA virus. So next, the mode of transmission, it can be transmitted through air, that is it can cause airborne infection, and second thing, it may cause droplet infection. The sneezing may occur during measles infection. During sneezing, lot of droplets are suspended in the air, which may be inhaled by some other normal person and get the infection. And contact infection, as contact infection means that is the infection may occur due to direct or indirect contact. Direct contact like shaking of hands, kissing, hugging, etc. they can cause infection. Indirect contact, that means use of articles. The infected person touch some article and the non-infected person, if touch that article, then infection may occur. So next, this measles, they have different signs and symptoms. The first is prodromal stage or pre-eruptive stage. Initially, what happens? High fever, very high fever, above 100 to 104. This fever may occur, and coughing, dry coughing, repeated coughing may occur, sneezing, and running of nose, that is the mucus and secretion may come out of the nose, and watery red eyes, the eyes become red and as if the person is crying, the filled with water. Laryngitis, the inflammation of larynx, that is why that coughing occurs, the voice may become husky. Appearance of complex blue spots, blue or violet color spot appear in the inside the mouth, just below the cheek. The blue dots or violet dots may, these are called complex spot. Then very quickly the eruptive stage appear in this. Red rashes, muscular rashes may appear in different part of the, initially it happens in the neck, around near the ear, and in the face. Gradually it is spread throughout the body. The patient become very much photosensitive. Some irritation may occur due to in presence of high intensity light, that is called photophobia. The treatment and prevention, the anti-allergic drugs and antibiotics are given to the patient. Initially the anti-allergic drug, it will reduce the irritation, and antibiotic will prevent the secondary, like chickenpox. This disease also suppress the immune system, and the patient must be isolated for 10 to 15 days. Home isolation is preferred. The patient should not go to the school or crowded place, market, etc. The measles also occurs predominantly to the children. Protection from the light, as the light causes irritation, direct sunlight or heavy intensity light should be avoided. The disinfected articles used by the patients, that is the patient using some cotton or some food or some medicine, those things are used by the patient which are not reusable should be disposed carefully so that it may not infect other person. And usable materials like cloth, handkerchief, towel or pillow cover, bed sheet, etc. These should be cleaned with good quality detergent and should be dried in sunlight, or otherwise autoclave may be also be performed. Immunization, Government of India provide MMR vaccine for the prevention of measles. Next we will discuss about influenza. Influenza is also a viral disease. It is different type of virus are there, type A, type B and type C. So now this mode of transmission, this disease is also transmitted to contact infection, fomite infection and droplet infection. The contact infection is the main thing in the influenza infection. So now symptom involves sudden onset of fever, that is up to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and chill, that is feeling of cold, and heavy muscular pain, twitching sensation, and there would be back pain, there would be coughing and sore throat, that there is a itching sensation inside the throat. Next, the prevention, analgesic and antipyretic drugs must be given. So analgesic and antibiotic to reduce the irritation and pain. The patient must be isolated, and patient may use some kind of mask, and avoiding crowded places the patient must prevent so that disease does not spread further, and the articles must be disinfectant like the previous disease I discussed about, and nowadays vaccinations are available for various types of fluflection. So these are the three viral diseases we have discussed. Their mode of transmission is pretty common, and next class we will discuss about the remaining three bacterial diseases. I thank you for watching.